Oh,
Howdy, everybody. It is Nuggets time, and we're going to do something a little bit different. We've had some problems with the Toads, D-Star, DMR, Fusion, etc. gateway system, and it's old software. It does the job, but it's a little cranky at times. Yeah, it's a little cranky at times.
This used to be dark brown, swarthy beard, and now it's gray
I
because
think I have like a gray hair, like right there. Do you see that one?
That's from the Toads Digital.
Probably.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do tonight, and we're taking a break from LoRa because basically it's Sam. I want to blame Sam for this. Do you think that's fair, Jim?
I totally was going to say that, and you beat me to the punch.
Yeah. So basically, like once a week, Sam comes on the Discord and whines. There's no easy way to say it. Sorry, Sam, love you, but there's no easy way. Sam comes on the Discord and he whines that D-Star is down again. Then I have to listen to Jim whine for like 3.5 days.
I don't whine.
Sam is on my case again.
I was military.
I was trying to be PG-13.
I
was trying to be PG-13.
Military people bitch. We bitch.
Speaking of military, I heard the other day that the Air Force was created on April 1st. Like the day that Congress signed the act to make the Air Force was April 1st. I don't know. It was from the history guy, so he's a reliable source.
I was thinking the act may have been signed on April 1st, but I think the birthday is in September. I'm kind of embarrassed.
I mean, you should know better than me. Being in the Air Force.
In the Air Force since the year of our Lord 1990, so I've been out 34 years.
Sam, shut up, Sam.
Off with his head.
Right.
Off with his head. Hey,
yeah. So we're going to play with it today.
I'm kind of glad about the whiny guy up in another town close by. I won't dox him.
Right.
But
Jim was there.
People use it. Well, my daughter lives there. I have to drive through there every other weekend. So.
Well, no, I mean Jim was there when the Air Force was founded. I was talking about Andy's comment.
Oh, I hadn't caught up with Andy. Yes, that's right, Andy. Shut up.
So speaking of comments, at the top of the chat over there is two things. Number one, there is a link to the Toads Discord. We welcome you all to come. It is the friendliest place this side of QRZ. We talk pretty much all day long about ham radio related stuff. And if you have any tech support questions, or if you want to ask, like even the dumbest of questions is totally allowed if Jim's not watching. So come on over and join us there. But the second thing is important because we've been doing LoRa for a while. That might not sound right to the AI that's interpreting what I'm saying. We've been working on LoRaWAN, trying to get communications and drivers and software and purpose behind it for about 3 weeks now, and there appears to be no end in sight. I am interested in finishing the project because I'm a finisher, but if it is boring you guys to tears, then I will, find something else to do because the documentation is crap, and it's also not Scottish.
It's not Scottish, and it is indeed crap. Yeah.
So I would appreciate y'all voting in the poll over there and then maybe reminding me at the end of the show because I will forget about it. 18 September 1947.
I had the month right. I knew it was September, and I wanted to say it was the 18th of September, but I couldn't 100% remember.
Yeah.
Brian, you probably got out of the Air Force before after I did, because I'm probably older than you, maybe. But
so whenever anybody says AF, I don't connect that with Air Force because there's a new meaning of AF in chat these days.
Right. I say USAF when I'm referring to.
Because Brian just said he's disabled AF. Thank you, Brian. But I hope you understand the reference I'm trying to make and the humor that I'm trying to impart.
Well, should we explain that to them? I mean, we're hams. We should explain the joke, right?
We should ham-splain it. Yes. So
explain the joke.
So AF is now a reference to as
freak.
As frack. Yeah.
As frack. Oh, even better. I like that one.
Battlestar Galactica.
That's right. So say we all.
Battlestar Galactica. So say we all. It's a great show.
That was awesome.
I miss it.
Even the cheesy 70s one back then, I didn't realize how cheesy it was, but I did like it.
But we can all agree that Battlestar Galactica 1980 should die a horrible death.
It should die a horrible death with those
forsaken Rel from Farscape. Love it, Hank.
3 stupid Star Trek movies that were abysmal and non-canon until they retconned them in by making them alternate universe.
Yes, sorry, I knew you were going to say that.
I'm bitter. I'm sorry, I'm bitter.
So real quick, since Hank showed up in the chat, Hank, I want to take a moment of silence for your loss over the weekend. It saddens us all.
Yep.
But South Carolina did a really good job of reaching out to your team and saying thank you at the end, and that was very, very sportsmanlike conduct. I am mucho impreciado, and I just made that word up.
Very good. Doc has dropped, flipping, right, Marvin?
Right.
Doc has dropped a super chat, and someone is complaining that my audio is low.
So it's weird because your audio sounds fine to me, and we've gotten this complaint over our last couple of shows.
I haven't changed it.
No, it sounds good to me, but it sounds bad through StreamYard, through YouTube to the audience, and we can't hear that.
I don't know.
Steve, we haven't started yet, so we don't even have to start
move
over.
the microphone up closer. Does this help, Sam?
It actually does a little. No, don't do that.
Okay. I hope Joe Brett's not in here. Somebody might have gotten a screenshot of that. I'll just move the mic up a little closer.
The audio is fine, according to Bryant. Yeah, see, like it's some people that have the audio problem, but not all people.
Oh, it's the whiny one. It was Sam that was complaining about it.
That explains it.
QED.
Exactly.
All right. All right.
Nuggets in the air.
Doc, thank you for the super chat.
It appears that Doc's had a drink or two too.
Apparently,
you know, got to keep the nerves calm in the air.
That's right, Doc. Thank you.
I'm a little
very
hot.
much.
Okay, I'm not a little hot anymore. Thank you, Doc.
Oh, Lordy. Okay.
So those of you that haven't noticed, the comment under my name over here, it says I'm in Turtle Lake, Wisconsin, and I know y'all are going to ask. So right away, I have New Glarus. And those of you who are in the Wisconsin area, you know exactly why it's important that I had to stop and say that. Why Wisconsin? I have logistics. I have a storage unit in Wisconsin I need to empty.
And are you also you also still have property up there, right? You're a slumlord up there.
I do. Yes, I am, and I'm taking care of business.
All right.
Taking care of business.
Kicking some deadbeats out or anything cool?
No,
Okay.
just remodeling stuff, rearranging stuff like that. Von Ziegel?
Von Ziegel.
All right, Von Ziegel, because there's only one G.
Sure. Thank you for the
Von Ziegler.
$1.99 super chat, my friend.
Much appreciated. So we're going to hang out tonight. We're going to Linux tonight. And if you are new to the show, I realize we're 7 minutes in already. Third gin and tonic. Nice, Doc. Awesome.
Way to go.
If you are new to the show and you haven't seen this show before, I must get this out there before the OMs get cranky in the comments below. We do not know what we're doing. That is the point of the show. That's why y'all keep coming back. You want to see the struggle of ham radio and know that you are not alone late at night in your shack yelling at clouds. We all do it. And now we're going to do it together in public. So help along in the chat because we don't actually have any idea what's going on here ourselves. You're gone. Jim is gone. Jim is coming back. I've been affected by the clubhouse. Come on, Ed. It's not 30 minutes in. It's only 7. D-Star is the essence of not knowing what's going on. Ken, you are absolutely correct. And I'm kind of vamping because Jim actually has the keys to the kingdom. These servers are under Jim's control, and I really can't do anything.
Sorry about that.
No worries. So there's no expected outcome. Ooh,
So, wow,
Ron! Woohoo! I'm going to have to share that with the boys, too. Thanks for the great research that provided the Poseidon. My home-built version is super. We took a lot of flack for that, but we took it for the team, and we're proud of it. It's our baby. Glad you like it.
He took it very personally. He was throwing things around, and he said he didn't get any respect. And why can't they just believe in me?
I know, it works. It's amazing. It's kind of shocking. Play that bumper.
Thank you, Ron.
Yeah, I agree. Ron needs 2 for that.
That's what I was thinking. So, okay. So, here we go.
Warp Core.
That's the name of the machine. I like to name my machines something kind of interesting.
Yeah, my current machine's name is Brodog.
There you go. Okay.
My last one was called Brondo.
Well, I have I have Dallas, I have Enterprise, I have Intrepid, and I have Alexandria, and probably a few others. I can't remember.
Prepham Paul says, thank you for the sticker. If y'all don't know, Prepham Paul has a YouTube channel, and he did a video on building the Poseidon. Yes. So check it out.
So a little bit of overview before we launch into this. There's several pieces to this software, and they all interoperate, and it's not 100% clear how it all works.
Thanks, Frank.
At least to me. So there
I don't think it's clear to the people that wrote it how it works, because they may be SK by now. Rest their souls, rest in peace.
No, I don't think so. It's just I think it was somebody's side hustle, and they did it and don't care about. I don't know. So you have a program called XLXD, which is kind of the central glue to this thing. And XLXD
Thanks, Paul.
provides. Do I need to shut up? I can't see the comments because I
No,
got this
no. I'm
terminal screen up.
talking behind you.
Gotcha. Oh, Von Ziekel dropped another super chat, my friend.
A second one?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, super sticker. All right.
Super
Awesome.
sticker. Okay.
Even better.
Indeed.
I'll get it.
Okay.
I will get it. Thank you very much.
So
Awesome.
XLXD is like kind of the central piece of this. And then you have YSF to DMR. You have YSF reflector, which is not actually needed, but there's a reason. And then you have Ambed. So Ambed requires hardware, and it does the D-star transcoding. And that is on another machine. I tried to get it working on this machine initially when we migrated all this working crap from the cloud to locally. And so I just stuck an Ambed on another machine. And Ambed is not generally the problem. So YSF reflector is the YSF reflector. It is Toads 55295. And YSF to DMR is the glue that takes the YSF reflector and shoves it over to XLXD. But wait, you said, doesn't XLXD have a built-in YSF reflector? Indeed it does. But because of the crappy documentation, if you guys, some of you may remember, our Toads Digital changed room numbers 2 or 3 times because every time you create a new room, it automatically assigns you a number, and I was determined to not change it the 3rd time. So XLXD has a built-in YSF reflector. But we still have to have YSF to DMR to do that, I believe. I honestly am not 100% sure, and I can't mess with this unless I'm sitting here with radios to test with. Obviously at work I can't sit there with 3 different kinds of digital radios playing with this during the day. So
Jeff, we actually don't understand all of this. So, like, I don't know that anybody actually does.
I don't. I don't. So,
like, we know what we're trying to do. We know how to make it happen, but we didn't write the software. So we gotta put the glue together with a hammer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
That is exactly it. So the built-in XLXD YSF software is forwarded to a dead port that has no access here, so it's not in use. Now, if you looked, you could find a YSF server, a YSF reflector. If you look on the official reflector list that you can get to through Pi-Star's website or WPSD's, you will see an XLX 546 YSF reflector, but it's not connected to anything, and you'll talk to yourself. I don't even think I have a firewall port open for it on purpose. So we don't use that one because it gave us yet a different number, like 99 something or other. So we're using 55295. That is.
We got some help from one of the Toads the last time because we were having some trouble getting through to tech support for something.
Yeah, that was actually Frank. Ham Radio Wilderness Frank.
I was going to say the Frank we shouldn't talk about in public.
Right, that Frank.
Because he might get like a swole head.
Right. He.
Thank you, Frank.
he pointed out the one of the U.S. administrators for Brandmeister to me. I had put in it when we migrated the systems. I put in a ticket with Brandmeister because they have to make a change on their side. Since we were DMRing from a different IP address here instead of the cloud address, they had to make a change, and I'd put in the ticket in the beginning of December. And until, like, I don't know, last month, maybe February, they hadn't done anything with the ticket. And I had emailed them multiple times, commented on the ticket multiple times, and I got nothing except crickets. And then Frank pointed me at the guy, and I forgot his name now, sorry, that is one of the administrators for Brandmeister, and he fixed it in about 2 seconds. Because all you had to do was change an IP address. So, excuse me. If I belch or burp a lot, I'm sorry, guys. My medicine makes me do that. That's my excuse. It's actually true. Or I get
Could you OM any harder right now?
Someone may be offended because I'm obviously trying to succumb to belches here, and
you're burping a lot because you're really just a drunk.
Right. Yeah, I'm high on Dr. Pepper and radio. That's it. I'm a nerd. So anyway, Frank helped us get that done because that guy changed it and fixed it in about 2 minutes. Emailed me right back, oh, yeah, you should be good now. And I look in the log and good to go. So because of the way this stuff works, this gets to the D-star piece. Your D-star connection comes here, but we can't transcode that to DMR and thence YSF without some hardware.
Thence.
You like that? If you
Thence.
just wanted to run a D-star reflector, you don't need anything except XLXD. But because we want to interlock all those three modes together, and eventually P25 and NXDN for the 7 people in the US that use those, we have to do it this way, as far as I can tell. So that's where we are. And because of the hardware requirement, that's what we have 2 of the Northwest Digital, whatever they call them, DV sticks, or they're dongles that have a hardware ambi chip on them. And so all the D-star transcoding shoots across my network here to the box that has the dongles, and it does the D-star transcode and then ships that audio stream back out to DMR. So pimping ain't easy. That's a basic rundown.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you guys need a drink after that, drink up.
Right. Everybody take a shot of whatever you're drinking. So what frequently happens, and I mean, Steve mentioned it earlier, we can fix this problem with a fairly easy hammer solution. We just need to really set some crons to randomly reboot the dang thing once or twice a day, and the problem would probably go away. That's really it. The embed piece that does the hardware decode is on my main Linux machine here, which also runs Pi-hole and my DNS and a bunch of other stuff, so I don't willy-nilly reboot it, especially when my wife is watching television, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But that's not generally the problem. The problem is generally the software on this box that you're looking at, Warp Core.
So Ken is asking this question, and
manually, and then it
Yeah,
works.
yeah, and this is the beginning of the end right here. When Sam starts whining, as Sam does, what do you go in and start? What software do you go in and start? My wife's like, why are you saying whining? We're making fun of Sam. It's okay. Sam's a bro. He's got this. So, like, what's the first piece of software you restart?
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up and see if those 2 daemons are running. And they are. YSF DMR and YSF reflector. One of my Alexas just complained in the background. And then I'll just kill them and restart them.
Both of them.
Both of them. Yeah, because
So you're actually not sure which one it is.
Got no idea, because I haven't seen anything that indicated, hey, I've choked. They're running. There's nothing in the log that says, hey, I hit a fatal error, I'm exiting, or anything like that. They just stop doing their thing, and all these pieces have to be together.
Yeah, so Chris is asking if it's demons or demons. And Chris, the answer is yes to the second one, but pronounced like the first one, because we're smart.
because that's a diphthong from the Old English spelling of demon, and originally somebody in Unix was clever and wanted to spell it that way, and the cool kids say demon, the unwashed say Damon. It's not Damon.
Damon.
We're not on the
Damon
Exorcist
is
here.
the Ferengi captain.
Is that okay? I never watched that a lot. I don't know. Was that DS9 or something?
Well, anything from Next Generation forward.
Yeah, I don't
Damon
remember much of the
Tog.
next gen.
That's what they called their captain. Anyway, so you have YSF2 DMR and YSF reflector, and I'm pointing at your screen, like people on camera can see what I'm pointing at. I guess I technically be going like over there. So I guess the first thing we should do is look in the logs for any messages from YSF2 DMR, where it should complain like, this software ran out of memory and crashed, or this software, can't write to a file because disk space is something. Like there should be some reason why it crashed. Hopefully. It's probably just going to die a silent death. And do you know when the last time was that Sam whined that you needed to restart this?
Well, he whines at night, and I generally ignore him until the next day when I'm at work, and I log in and just restart the processes again.
Let me see. I can look it up on Toads, because we have a record of this if you're a member of FEP Labs. He said yesterday at 8:46 p.m., you're right, after Jim's bedtime.
So see here at 4:03, this is XLXD, and that's the only logs here.
What time zone is your server running in?
I think it's in Central Time.
Yeah, Central Time. So he complained at 8:46 p.m. yesterday. So now you can look at 8:46 p.m. yesterday.
So, well, we can do that.
Delegate a button to Sam. That is awesome, Scott. I don't know if I want to give Sam root access on any of our machines.
Yeah, I don't know that I trust Sam that much.
And Sam is a lifetime friend of the channel, and we're picking on him publicly because we're old bros, not because, we hate Sam. Just in case everybody's watching and who's getting sensitive about Sam's feelings. Sam doesn't have any feelings. We checked.
And see, all these messages are what I would call normal operation.
Right.
It's making the connections. So today is the 8th or the 7th?
And he's shouting. He's like, Jim, I don't have feelings. I'm not sensitive.
What day is today? I don't know.
Today's the 8th.
The 8th, okay. So there's like absolutely nothing in here.
Yeah, so Ted is correct. A script to check. There's actually a service on Linux called God, which does this. It will say, are you running? Are you running? You're not running. And then it's been replaced by a new service called Monit, M-O-N-I-T, which will do the same thing. Like, if it's not running, start it. But that's a brute force hammer. I would like to see if there's an actual problem first and fix the problem.
Okay, so let's look at this. Jesus. Good Lord. Yeah, okay. So there are separate logs for each of those two apps, the YSF, the DMR app, and the Reflector
I'm
app.
not sure how to take that, Scott.
I think he means he retired. I hope.
But only for 3 weeks. But see, working for a living is what you do, and then you start living for a living. So, like, is he in the hospital? Is he in a coma? How is he typing? Scott, I hope you feel better. I don't know. Help me out, Scott. Went back to work after retiring. Ah, okay. Stop. Okay. Yep. Makes perfect sense. Thank you. I could not connect the dots.
So here is the YSF to DMR
Mark,
log
please suggest.
from yesterday. And that's all there is in it. And it received the transmission at 2150. Now, that doesn't mean it transcoded back and forth. That just means this app heard traffic on the port. It did its thing and sent the data on. Now, whether another, so this is probably not the problem because at Sam's time, what time was that message from Sam?
8
something.
46 p.m.
Yeah.
Which
So
means basically Sam was prescient and he saw it happen before it happened, because the only log message we have is 2150.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's no message that Sam was even trying to talk at
Nice.
7 p.m.
This is a Raspberry Pi, right, Jim?
No, this is a Intel Lenovo computer I converted to God's OS.
Which version of Linux is it running? Which flavor?
It's Ubuntu something or other, 2004.
Ubuntu. Okay, so yeah, it's running systemd.
So that's that one.
And Mark is correct. What we're seeing, I believe, is that it's dying and not leaving a message. But you saw a message at 21. So what's his name? Sam's message, what's his name? Sam's message was at 20, and at 21, the service was still up and running. So I don't know what Sam's thinking.
He said it wasn't transcoding, I thought,
Yeah.
which is a different thing.
I need to check something off camera. Keep vamping for a second.
All right. So let's take a look at the YSF ref. Okay. 04, 07. And this shows, let's scooch forward. Unlike TO, I use VI because I can page forward and backward, and I've been using VI since the mid 80s. So this is just what I use. And there's a lot of, and all you can see in here mostly is connects and disconnects. Lordy, I guess we're going to have to do it the hard way. Now let's scoot through this log. And y'all, I can't see anything in the chat, so I have no idea what you're seeing. I can see scrolling, but I can't tell what any of y'all are saying. So
I'm back. They're helping out.
I'm not trying to be rude, but I can't read all that right now.
So what I am thinking of is that you looked in syslog, but does YSF to DMR have its own log?
That's what we've already looked at.
Okay,
Both
I was
of them.
away for a second.
Yeah, so there's a YSF to DMR log and there's a YSF reflector log. Here we are. And there's nothing in there except what nodes are connected. Again, connection doesn't imply that it's cross. Hacks, I have journal control. While it's enabled, I have it making syslog because I hate journal control more than I hate the 3 weird Star Treks. So I don't use it.
4.5, nodding and smiling is like a #1 tool in the IT technician's toolbox.
We nod and smile when we have to talk to civilians. As they mansplain
or to management, yeah.
Or management, because they mansplain the same thing 13 times in a row. If you've ever debugged a printer problem and you're in IT, you get called because the printer doesn't work, right? And you figure out whatever the problem is, like turn it on. But the helpful people who called you have already sent 75 copies of the same document to the printer. Every time. So these logs are kind of useless. If we go to syslog.
Ken sees his call sign, yep.
Yeah, I mean, I can see you guys connecting.
Which is awesome.
Those are your hotspots connecting. And let's go to 20.
Jody. Right before I said it. Brother. He said PC load letter.
Word. What the does that mean anyway?
Paper cartridge, PC, load letter size paper. Paper cartridge, load letter paper. It's, I get it. Ron's in there too. Love it, Ron. My dog is going crazy. She thinks there's something under the sink.
This is primarily XLXD logs and regular system stuff in syslog because the DMR log and the other one go to separate log files on purpose just to keep down the amount of crap in the syslog. And you can see here up to 1857, it looks like this was running. Did I go all the way to midnight? So we may have found the culprit. It might be XLXD. Because the last message, well, that's April 8th.
Yeah, it's today.
There we go. Okay, never mind. April 7th at 15, 17. What was all that?
I believe you have my stapler. I've actually had the opposite of Milton's job. Like they paid me but didn't give me any work. In Milton's case, they didn't pay him, but he kept showing up to work.
And then he burnt the building down.
Smart man.
So this is all, again, normal traffic here. And we're up
See,
to 20.
so Dennis is the one that we originally stole the idea from. Took his advice to do all this stuff because Dennis has JerryNet that's up and running, and he says he has a script that restarts all the services daily to stop issues like unknown crashes, which is where we might end up.
Well, it's what we need to do. It's on my to-do list. I just haven't sat down and made one. Dennis, if you want to send it, I will for sure implement it. Because honestly, that's what I'm going to do because it's just annoying as hell right now. So what? There's 2030. See, there's Freddie Mac connecting.
So Hacks is asking, do service restarts get logged to syslog when you redirect? That's a very detailed question. Is it launched from system D? Mark, yes.
Yeah, XLXD does. YSF reflector and YSF DMR are supposed to, but that doesn't seem to work right. So when I kill them, I just manually restart them.
Are you doing kill-9? Or are you doing Etsy whatever restart?
No, I'm doing kill all.
Okay.
Yeah, when I kill something, I want it to stay killed. Yeah, I do kill all, and then I'll go to that directory, and I'll no-hup start it with an ampersand, and then everything works again for a time.
Bryant has some feedback for us. My YouTube mobile feed has Jim at the correct volume. My YouTube desktop feed has him about 15% lower. Not sure why it's just Jim, though. And it's been Jim for like the past 8 or 12 streams.
Huh. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything I can do about that except crank up my gain to ear-killing level, but...
Yeah, so I moved my mic far away. I don't know if it's trying to balance the two of us, but my microphone used to be up here, which makes me really loud, and now it's down here.
Huh. So let's see. Yeah. So there we go on this screen from 841 with no error messages to 2122 again with no error messages. And you can see the connections happening and disconnecting and all that.
And you didn't restart it until hours later. Let me double check.
Yeah, I don't know when I restarted it. I don't remember. So that message was from
922.
yesterday?
Nope,
Okay.
nope, sorry. So if you look at the logs, somewhere before 9:22 p.m. it crashed, and somewhere after 9:22 p.m. Like the logs show that at 21xx it was working fine, which is 9 something p.m. That's the 8th. You got to go to the 7th.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
LC, we've had conversations in person. I can attest to you not being good at listening. I'm kidding.
Any quotes on this?
It might have too many spaces. Oh no, it's thinking it's another command parameter.
Thinking it was another parameter.
23, 21. You're off screen. Scroll up.
So you should see
21.
XLXD restart.
$9.22. Opening stream on module A for client Brandmeister 3104.
That's not a startup. I didn't restart XLXD. Yeah. I just killed and restarted YSF to DMR, which is probably what that message is from. when those two restart, because they're going to reopen the connection to Brandmeister, I think.
Mark thinks it's very important to tell you that -I will ignore case.
Okay.
So Mark, I appreciate that, and I'm not saying anything bad at all.
I never thought
the problem
about it,
is that
actually.
a lot of this stuff is really just muscle memory. Like, we do things quote unquote wrong because we've done them for like 20 years.
40.
Like, you've done -I for 20 or 30 or 40 years, and I don't, or I do, and Jim doesn't. And it's just funny. Like, I'm the exact same way. I'm like, do -I. I get it.
I've been
Because I
doing
get it in comments on my videos all the time.
I started with System 5 and BSD back in 86.
30, yep. Mark's there. Mark's been doing it for a while too.
Yeah. And so that's why I know how to use VI, because we didn't have Joe and Nano and all that foolishness. I still know WordStar commands too.
Well, that's why I use Joe, because Joe uses WordStar commands. So it was WordStar, and then it was all the Borland programming languages, Turbo C, Turbo Pascal.
Yep.
They copied
Turbo
it.
Pascal.
So that's why I do Joe. And also, like, I don't like the idea that Vi starts in command mode and not in edit mode. I know you can fix it. I know that. However, the reason why I know enough Vi to get by is because every machine has Vi on it, and every machine has Vi on it configured to start in command mode. So, like, I can fix it, yes, but I can't fix it on thousands of computers that I log into all day long that don't belong to me.
Right.
And yeah, we're gonna do cranky old man noises for a while, because that's what Linux is all about at this stage in its evolution.
Right. Don't even talk to me about Star Trek movies. As you can see, I go off on a rail on that.
All you young whippersnappers.
If it's not Captain Kirk, it's not Star Trek. So I don't know, where do we want to go at this point? I have no idea, because as you can see, there's no error messages from this crap, which is why I just restarted. And if we go over and look at the folders,
I like Ansible. I liked Chef even better, but Chef seems to have just kind of died a horrible death, and nobody knows why.
we can take a look at the no hub. Oh.
Scott got your screen capture of you swallowing the mic.
Oh, damn it.
Don't do things on screen.
Yeah.
Ed, I just need to mention the word Kelvin in public, and you should see, like, the little vein pops out on Jim's forehead.
Stop it.
See?
Fine. Let's look at no hub on this guy. So I just restart this thing manually, and let me hit the right key, and you can see
So
that. Let's see. This probably will show us when it restarts. Oops, missed it. 4, 3, 4, 5, 6.
yeah, Jim, I hate that Chef died. Jim in the chat, not Jim on the stream.
I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's one of those things that made sense. Like, Ansible's a good tool, Puppet's a good tool, but Chef had a lot of things going for it, and it just kind of just stopped one day.
So if indeed I did do the restart last night, which I don't remember, it's almost automatic. It doesn't really show up.
Well, so you just did it now. What's the current date on the machine? And then look for that date in your log.
I haven't done it now.
Oh, I thought you said you just did it.
No, I haven't done it. If I did it last night, I certainly don't remember it. And
restart the machine now.
Oh, it's not going to work right if I restart it, because the startup crap
not
don't
the
work.
machine. Not the machine. Sorry.
The
Restart
processes?
the process that you restart when Sam whines.
Well, I eventually restart all of them if I test it. So let's do this. Let's say kill all YSF to DMR. Make sure they're dead. Yep.
Mark, we'll do that in just a second.
We'll restart XLXD.
gatekeeper. That's the problem. Speaking of ham radio.
So it's going to
There are
restart.
10 types of ham radio operators. Gatekeepers and all the rest of us.
Yeah. And that's where it's connecting up to Brandmeister 3104. This is all normal startup for XLXD.
So that's the stuff we need to look for in the logs from yesterday.
I did while you were away.
Yeah, but we didn't see anything at all. I don't remember
Just the
seeing.
normal-
I mean, I know I
just the
wasn't
normal
here, but we didn't
messages.
see this.
All right, so that is XLXD working. So you could D-star right now and it would come here and connect.
So can you just restart XLXD without killing YSF reflector stuff?
Yeah, you can.
And it will automatically do that, or it won't, and YSF won't?
I don't know. I find it easier just to nuke all three of the sumbitches and go from there.
Open spot. Disconnected. Does Linux have a sad ham command? Yes, it's rm-rf/. I guess to be pedantic, it's sudo rm-rf/. And I did a video on that. It's not as bad as you think it is. It's bad, but it's not as bad as you think it is. And the boys are now connected.
There you go. But I mean, I've watched these logs a ton, and there's like literally no error messages coming out of any of these three programs. And if I want to be ultra sure that I have fixed the problem,
Mark, bless your heart.
I'll pop over here to Cheyenne.
This is from Stargate.
And let me see if I remember. Yeah.
Mark, I was picking up on what you're putting down. I was smelling what you're stepping in. So, like, Mark's suggesting strace, which is great. It's going to give you a stack trace of what's all happening for the tool, but we can't reproduce the failure. The failure just kind of happens many hours after the restart.
And understand, and I say this with love and no malice, my friends. I have no idea if you know what the hell you're talking about when you message me that you can't D-star DMR Fusion. I don't even care. I just restart it, okay? That's where I've been with it because I just don't care. I mean, it's like I could go spend hours looking at nothing in these stupid logs. I can't test it from work, so I just restart it. And that generally
short-term quick solution,
Yeah, it is. And it's not because I don't like you guys or anything like that. It's like I just don't have time to go debug it every time it decides to crash. And I don't have a reason why it's crashed. I have no idea. You saw the apps.
Well, there's nothing in the logs,
Yeah. There's literally
so my
nothing in the logs.
My thought is you're probably disconnecting, like the service on the server is running, and then it is disconnecting from the remote end, but it doesn't know what to do, and it doesn't have an automatic retry or something built in.
There is no remote end. It is all here.
No, the Brandmeister network or whatever. There's sauce in the cloud that connects stuff as well outside of us.
The only thing, the Brandmeister connection is the only thing. But again, I've never seen where Brandmeister's disconnected. That's an interesting thought. Let's double check that.
Because there was some stuff where we had to have like a host name right in a config file on their end or something like that. And also on our end. Like it needed to be a 1-for-1 match or it wouldn't work.
Yeah. So if we go look at...
No, Mark, these aren't Debian packages. These are like downloads and installs, did you have to compile these, or did you just have to like grab binaries?
I had to compile these.
Yeah.
So this is the startup for XLXD, and this is our name, obviously, and then this is the Warp Core machine, and this is Cheyenne. This is where the embed transcode takes place, and the rest of this is just your normal startup kind of script thing.
So real quick, while you're talking about this, there are 2 USB dingus that we plugged in.
Dingai?
That the channel supporters have, graciously paid for so that we can make this all work.
Yeah.
So like, that's one of the cases where the channel supporters, the super chats and things like that on this channel, Coffee Ham Radios and others that are part of this network. That's where that goes to, is to take care of that stuff. What are the resource usages of the machine at the time of failure? It kind of sounds like a memory leak and hang. I agree with you. But there's no logs. So like short of watching it when it happens, how much RAM do you have in this machine? I mean, not that a memory leak wouldn't consume all of it.
I don't
2
know,
gigs?
16 or 32.
No, I see 8 gigs.
8?
Do
I thought I had
cat/proc/meminfo.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about that.
And then looks like 8 gigs, but scroll up to the
8
top of
gigs.
the cat. Yep, there it is.
8
Mem
gigs.
total, 8 gigs. But a memory leak would totally consume 8 gigs and then die. Yeah.
Yeah, and the machine is always running. So, I mean, this machine doesn't get turned off. It's on a UPS
Yeah.
out in my shop. And
Yeah. Again, Mark, that would be a great idea, but it's failing like when no one's watching. So I guess next time it fails, you'd have to look at it. But we're going to get to the point at the end of the show where we just kind of give up and write a script, like Dennis mentioned, which is, not the right answer, but the right answer.
well, that's actually not a bad idea, Mark, and I've never thought about that. Oh, uptime on this machine is 36 days, which is probably the last time the power went out long enough for the UPS to die.
Yeah. Do it before restarting. Exactly. Yep. I think he wants you to type uptime like right now so he can see the output, because it's more than just...
It's the
But
same
I
as
guess if you type uptime when it fails, you're going to see the load average that you see at the top of the screen. I don't know if he wants you to type it now because he wants to see something else.
that's the same thing that was on top of top.
Yeah, just being pedantic.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I could do that. I hadn't thought about doing that. Other than that, maybe it would help me narrow down the culprit, but I can't fix it because I'm not a
We're not the
programmer.
developers of the code, and we can't upload it to the chain. And yep, Mark Saltop, he's on board
Well,
with us.
it's on GitHub. All this stuff is on GitHub.
So that's an interesting thing. Bring up, since you're sharing out I guess I can do mine. But you know where it is. Bring up GitHub, bring up the repo, and you can search the issues list and see if somebody else says like locked. When was the last time you built it?
For which app?
That's the thing. I don't know if it's YSF Reflector that's dying or if it is
If I had
XLXD.
If I had to guess, so again, 3 pieces of software on this machine: YSF Reflector, YSF to DMR, and XLXD. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably XLXD is losing its mojo to the other 2 apps that it's talking to them. And when was the last time I rebuilt this? Ha 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 ha! I built it. I'm done. I moved on with my life. Unless it auto
Right.
updates, through app, and it's working right now, we're done. Again, guys, I'm not. My last programming gig was writing BBS software in the early 90s for Quick BBS in Turbo Pascal. Since then, I don't code. I can read code, but I don't code.
So Mark's asking, what USB stick do I need? Mark, it is on the screen. I pasted a link in the chat for you. They're on
That's the one.
back
DV.
order until April 15th, 2025. And they're not cheap. They're $119.95 normally. It's $99.95 on sale. And you need 2, one for incoming and one for outgoing.
Yep. For each D-star reflector you want to link. So if you want to link another D-star reflector, you'd need another pair.
Yeah. So one of these can be used for you to get your personal self onto digital radio without a radio.
Yep. And
But
I've done a
you
video on that.
You need two of these in order to, do what we're doing, linking networks to networks to networks.
Yeah. So yeah, we could try recompiling XLXD, but that's just not something I'm normally comfortable with, and I'm paranoid that the make file will go out and screw with my configuration, and I just haven't.
This is one of those things where technically, if we were a full-time, uptime organization with SLA service level agreements with our customers and blah 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 blah, we weren't just a bunch of hobbyists doing this. We should have an extra pair, so two more, and an extra how many machines, Jim? 2?
Yeah.
And then you do everything over there on that and get that working while production is up and running. And then when test is now running and perfected, then you swap over production and test. You've got a new test and production's working, and ta-da, magic. So issues tab at the top.
All right, let's.
But we're talking, almost $1,000 worth of gear to have two of those.
And I've donated. I mean, the PC is mine, and the electricity is mine. I don't care, but just for what it's worth.
And we're not complaining. We're just, communicating. We're just sharing. So at the top where it says "is issue is open" is a search box. If you click on that,
that one right there.
No.
Oh, there.
The search box. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is open means that the status of the story, the status of the issue is still open, not closed and fixed. And we don't care what I prefer if it was closed, so you can take that off. But is issue may or may not be useful. But then you can start searching for keywords here, and other people probably have ran into the same issue, and so on and so on. XLXD crashes when stream. You found one good too.
I have XLX with Ambed on a second machine. That is what we got here when the connection between XLX started variable latency. I'm on the same LAN, and these aren't Wi-Fi connections. These are hardwired gigabit backbone on Cat 6 the whole way. So I don't.
I only test in production, Eric.
Yeah, that's right. I don't really have. Shouldn't have any latency issues.
Ham Radio Dog is visiting.
But that could be the same thing.
Has gotten more mental with age. Gray Man Poda saying, search XLXD crashes when Sam keys up.
So this is interesting. This, although this is from 2018.
Still valid. This software hasn't been updated since then.
Seems that by adjusting the various timeout, the phenomenon is resolved. Latency with a variation of 2 seconds, the comm stops and the next stream reopens. Now this is with Ambed. I don't think the issue is with Ambed because Ambed is only there for the D-star decode. If YSF and DMR are not talking to each other, then Ambed isn't even in the mix at that point, other than it's not necessarily sharing with.
So I guess that's a very specific question that we haven't really brought up. What exactly is stopping working specifically? Besides just Sam? From
my side, so I don't know that I have.
Like, is YSF and D-Star still working and DMR is dead? Or is YSF dead and DMR and D-Star are working?
You know, the thing about testing radios, you always take antennas off and you're like, what did I do with that antenna? So I don't know. I don't know. I never got that. All Sam says is it's not working, and then I restart everything, and then he quits talking to me. So that's kind of how that works.
Sam, where'd you go? Write a script to restart Sam. Best suggestion of the evening. Absolutely best suggestion of the evening.
Yeah, my DMR radio is offline.
Santiago says he's going to watch the replay in order to see the end result. Santiago, it's just going to be tears. It's always tears. Sam, what is the actual problem when you report that it's out? Which like be extremely unbelievably specific, not like my computer doesn't work. Is that what you wanted? Did you want attention?
Solved in 143.
No, it's 2017. I'm sure we're at like 144 by now.
Yeah.
And she's done.
Okay, so let's see what we're going to do here. WT1W.
She still thinks there's
testing,
something
1, 2,
under the
3,
sink.
4.
It's working, neighbor.
Don't talk.
And for now.
Shh. I didn't ask you for a QSO.
Zip, zip, zip.
You're killing me, Smalls.
6 November, early morning.
You either, knucklehead. But I'm hearing you. What I wanted to find out was I hear you guys on.
Big Jim, you're 5 by 9 on a repeater here in Indiana. Please copy 5 by 9, over.
You're killing me.
Please copy. Sam says decoding DMR to YSF breaks from time to time. So, Sam, you're running a...
I don't have a functioning DMR radio at the moment.
Sam, what radio are you running and who are you talking to? Can you, like... It's not you,
guys.
Sam, it's me. It's me. I swear it's me. Border Collies always want attention. You're correct. What radio are you on? What radio are you talking to on the far end?
I have a 991 I'm talking on right now. And it's not picking up the DMR side of my 878. I have 2 different hotspots.
Okay, cool. So YSF trying to talk to somebody on DMR. So it's YSF it's one or the other of those two that's dying.
Okay.
We still don't know.
Okay. So I have a D-Star and a Fusion
Dennis, right?
radio here right now, and I heard... what did you say? I didn't hear him that time.
I didn't hear him either. Scott, can't you all just get one of each radio? Scott, we do have one of each radio.
I hear all you guys on D-Star and Fusion.
But Frank was saying he was on DMR.
So I hear Frank on Fusion and D-Star. Frank, are you on DMR?
Sam, yes, I am. I'm on my main repeater at the QTH.
So that's all working perfectly.
Well, right now nothing's broken, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's my MMDPM that needs to be updated.
Oh.
I think...
I just heard it was a user problem.
So it was a Sam issue.
Oh.
I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Who knows?
Okay, here we go.
Time to update that MMDPM bar.
It's not the IT department's fault, is what I'm hearing.
Right. So there's 2 things that we want to do going forward with this. Number 1, we want to get the script from Dennis. Dennis, did you send it to Jim? Jim, check your Discord. And number
W KN6 Frank LGW, whatever you are, I can't remember your call. Can you hear me on DMR right now? Okay. Thank you. So that's YSF to DMR, DMR to YSF. I heard both of us on the 9700. So we do have three-way communications right now.
there is
or
no script.
linking.
So what were you automating, Dennis? What was the command that you had? You mentioned earlier you automated something. That's why I'm asking. But I think what we need to do is pick another day to stream anywhere. It could be, we'll figure it out. Yeah, the dog does hate me. And pre-stream, like an hour before the stream, you guys just beat the crap out of it and make it crash. And then we will start the stream in crashed condition and troubleshoot what's actually specifically crashed.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And then we'll have the script in the ready.
You guys that are more familiar
Yeah, she's
with,
a super friendly dog, Mark. There's no problem.
She's a sweet dog. A little neurotic.
She's extremely neurotic.
I
could spend an hour and a half explaining the neuroses of this dog.
I don't want her to get more neurotic from us talking about her. So I just,
Yeah.
I forgot her name, though.
Colby Jack, like
That's
the
right.
cheese, because she's from
That's right.
Wisconsin. She's actually from Maryland, but still.
So I'm not that used to GitHub, honestly, because I don't come here very often other than to download things and leave.
Ken, would you like a Border Collie?
Would it show us the last update on these apps?
Yeah, so it says last commit was 4 months ago. You see where it says LX3JL at the top of the... Not there, one down. The next one down. Down. Right there, that one. So go to the right on your screen and you see 4 months ago.
Okay.
That was the last time the repo was updated, was 4 months ago, which is recent in terms of ham radio software. Extremely recent. We just call her Colby for short, and then Mama renamed her Colba.
Added DMR YSF to peers without transcoding. I don't know what that means. Okay, so this is what this is telling us, the same thing.
Yeah, that was the last commit. The last time a developer touched it that another developer agreed on and combined it into the production code and made a release was 4 months ago.
And see,
Ken, I hear you. I can't repeat it out loud, but I hear you.
This is embed and embed test. I didn't see XLXD specifically, although that's what I
Ron, how do you think the dog's doing in a 110 square foot trailer? She's fine. Dale, we're going to reboot Sam at 3 a.m. every day.
Update XLXD 5 years ago.
That was the last time that specific folder was touched.
Okay. That was better than some of this.
3 a.m. local. We don't operate in UTC.
So most of this is 3+ years old. That's 2.
And that's normal. You wouldn't change 99% of the code every single day.
I was looking for like a change log that would say on this date we fixed this, and
so the problem isn't the small space in the trailer. The problem is the changing of the campsites freaks the dog out. And she's like, there are children here, must herd children, or there are other dogs here, I'm afraid of dogs, but I must go greet them and sniff their butts, even though I'm scared to death of them. And then there's Border Collies like to run, and most of the dog parks don't allow for that, so she's fine. She's like 10 years old.
I'm not running Debian 7, I'm running Ubuntu, and I have no idea how old Debian 7 is because I don't use Debian, so
it should not matter.
I wouldn't think so. And as you can see, this is a metric crap ton of ports for this. Now, some of these I've been able to turn off because a lot of this is based on being open to the internet between possible systems. Like when we first set up Toads Digital, XLXD, these 3 programs that we've been looking at were all located in DigitalOcean in the cloud. The only thing that was here was the transcode. But I just got tired of paying DigitalOcean for something I could run here, so we migrated it here. And it's not necessarily that it's here on Intel hardware versus being a Raspberry Pi image at DigitalOcean, because it was this jankalicious when it was at DO also. The only difference was the embed decode stuff had to cross the internet to do the decode, so there was some latency because of that. But now it's all on the same LAN. So a lot of these ports are not open to the internet, and they're not really the issue.
So Dennis has the answer right here. He's got a cron tab that goes through each of the services individually and restarts them. So if you can, Jim, if you can enumerate the services, we can write a script real quick and then create a cron job.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking
I don't have a system control that works for YSF to DMR and YSF reflector.
That's fine.
Because I'm not real familiar with that. I'm used to Etsy and initd kind of thing. But
yeah, it's fine. So open up your favorite text editor and we'll just create the script. I don't know if there's an order of operations or not.
Someone refresh my memory where the system D stuff is. We can probably fix those, Steve, and then we can use system control.
Mark, let's do it. I'm going to get Jim to get the commands on screen, and then we can work in the Discord on the backside to get it all flushed out.
What is it? Etsy system.d?
You're sharing the wrong screen now.
Oh, crap. All right. Please stand by.
Thank you for holding. Please hold.
All operators are currently busy assisting other customers. No,
Gotcha.
Wrong button. Thank you. So, okay, let me get back to that screen because I was looking at the StreamYard one. Where the hell is
911, please hold.
Where's
Etsy, oh, I don't know. It's like Etsy services or something like that. But I don't remember because I never do this.
Nope. Ah, System D. That's it.
This is one of those things where you just, you know what you're doing, so you just kind of dig. You don't necessarily, I mean, I don't personally memorize it.
Nope.
But whatever the commands are, I just want to get a list of the commands first.
Well, see, that's not right because I don't see XLXD in there.
Hey, Shane. Well, just open up a text editor and put in the commands that you actually type. If you have to do two windows to the server, that's fine too.
Okay, what do you want to... I'm sorry, I was reading. What do you want me to do?
Open up a text editor, and we'll just list the commands that you do to start all the different services. Like, we'll just start with some notes and turn it into something.
All right, let me get out of this folder. Let me get back to my working root folder.
Your home directory. There you go. And yes, this is literally how bad these are. They're like 20 years old, and they're installing in the root folder.
They may not have done that. I don't remember. Damn it. I'll get there in a second.
He's done this so much, he's got it memorized.
Yes, I have. And I'm not a touch typist, and I'm trying to do that myself.
Shane, have you seen I got a new truck?
Let's see. Yeah, where am I at? Okay. Damn it.
I thought you liked Vi.
I do, but I'm multitasking. My CPU is pretty much overloaded right now. So that's why. Space slash. All right, there's our commands.
Put some background music on while Jim thinks.
Yeah.
So it's only those three? That's the total?
That's it. I mean, there's some configuration files that are involved. There's an INI file in each of those two YSF related folders. And there's a XLXD configuration file in Etsy and initd called XLXD, which is just the CLI command for XLXD to give us the name of our server, XLX546, and then the two IP addresses. The one is our embed, our D-Star embed server, and the other one is myself. So that's really it. Oops. So that's why I was trying to figure out where those services are. If one of you guys could tell me where the hell System Control keeps that stuff.
If you want to copy and paste that into the private chat, I can get it into the Discord.
Yeah, I can do that.
And then Mark, I pinged you on the Nuggets channel on the Toads Discord. I knew we could do this together.
Okay. So that's that. What I was going to try find /-name xlxd.service print. See, none of those ring a bell. I guess it's the one in systemd, run systemd generator.late.
So where are you starting YSF2 DMR?
In the folder, the YSF to DMR folder.
I'm sorry, when the machine boots cold, like at crc.local?
No, I think it made, or I attempted to make, a system control file for it. But again, that's not something I do on a regular basis, so I was really fuzzy with what I was doing. And I don't think it's working. And it's why I'm trying to find the dang folder where that stuff's at. Where am I at? Systemd. Yes, there's my abortion attempts at starting the service files. So there are the startup service files for YSF to DMR and YSF reflector. But I don't think it ever works right. I think I've tried them and it doesn't want to start or something like that. And we can reboot the machine. I mean, there's nobody on here except Frank and Sam, right? And see what happens on a reboot.
I missed something in the screen share because I was multitasking, which means I was sucking at one job and poorly doing another.
Right.
Where were you?
I'm
so
trying
that's
to type
in...
and think and talk at the same time. So, what now? What are you asking?
I'm looking at your screen and looking at the chat, and again, poorly multitasking. YSF2 DMR dot service in... So it's in a startup config.
Theoretically, yes.
Okay, so Mark, I sent you the message in the chat. Mark says he found it. He's working.
Because what I think I did is I probably looked at XLXD and used it as a template to try and start it. And that actually works. The XLXD service works. It stops, restarts just fine. And it will
Mark, we don't disagree.
System boot up. Mark, what are you saying? What are you saying?
No, he says /run is a bad place for stuff, and that's not up to us. We inherited this mess.
Well, we didn't inherit it. We created it. But, you know, one man's bad place is another man who cares. So this is like the -I thing, okay? I'm just saying. Because I would say that Linux system admins, Unix system admins in general, are like hams. One question can beget 17 different answers.
Yes.
About how to do a thing. And a wise man once said, just because you can do a thing does not mean you should do that thing. And bonus points to you if you know what movie I just quoted.
Or who stole the quote from who. Right.
Blueberry? No idea, son. This is in a folder called generator.late, and I don't think this is the actual folder where this stuff is initiated from. I think it's somewhere else, but I'll be darned if I can figure out where. So let's look at YSF to DMR. YSF to DMR. Service. So apparently that's going to be in init.d. And if I created this, it was totally blind because I don't know what most of this means. This is not something I've ever done. But it looks like, you know, it's legit. So that's the YSF to DMR one. Let's look at XLXD because it works. Oh, look, it's the same. Ethernet.d, XLXD. See, I don't know what some of these options are. All right, with that information, let's start a new machine. Let's close that. And I see all this before I kill this? This is all the D-star traffic transcoding. This is on Cheyenne, so this is all our thumb DVs, innie and outie D-star transcode traffic. We're just tailing the no hop over here. So let's get out of this one. And let's open another window on Warp Core so I don't lose where I'm at. And let's go to Etsy init.d. And yeah, there's XLXD, YSF to DMR, and YSF reflector. YSF 2.
Yep.
And so here's the start script. And
Quirky QRP in the house. Hey, James. Bit late,
Hey.
James. This will be noted in your record,
in your
by the way.
permanent record, son. Permanent record. So there's our app, the YSF to DMR app. There's the command line arguments we're passing. There's the PID file. I mean, all that looks to me like that would run just fine because, again, I either figured out the command to generate this or I just literally copied all this trash from XLXD. So that looks okay. What do the permissions look like? Yeah, they're the same as the other stuff. What is that, 755? So I don't think it's a permission problem. But if I restart it, then some guns don't start or they don't work. I can't remember which. And if we think it would help, I'll be glad to kick this thing in the eye just to find out. Well, you know what? Let's do this. How about if I manually kill them and then we try and system control start them?
I think Mark's not seeing that we're talking in the Discord also.
Where's Mark talking in the Discord in Nuggets?
He's not. That's what I'm calling out here.
Oh, okay. I love the Hunt for Red October. Oh, Scott. Yeah, I'm scrolling through the Discord chat right now. Ryan, be careful with that. Most things in there don't react well to bullets. So there are 2 Russian girls at my office.
Can we talk about this in public?
I'm just saying there's 2 Russian girls at my office. So
Let your imaginations run wild, folks.
there are 2 human females who are from the Rodina at my office. Actually, they're not from Russia. They're actually both from Moldavia. But they speak Russian fluently and, of course, Romanian and Moldavan. So there's like 3 languages that each of these girls speak. My hillbilly ass can barely speak English most days. I'm so embarrassed being around them because they speak 3 languages. At least it sounds to me like it's fluent Moldavian. I don't know. Anyway, I try to pick up a few Russian words now and then from them so I can talk to them in Russian. So, yes, it is the start of a bad idea.
I can say bulyat in America and nobody knows what I'm saying.
Yeb mat. I probably said that terribly, but I'm glad no one knows what I just said. So, where was I at? Yes. So
Mark
I
is
killed
awake
them.
in the Discord.
All right. I've manually killed YSF to DMR and the
Cooley,
reflector
bottoms
app.
up.
So let's do system control, start, YSF reflector.
Das vidanya. Cooley, you haven't missed anything. We've just been vamping for an hour and 20 minutes. We have 10 minutes to go to pull this off.
And I need a new port. Yep, see, it didn't start it. Is that because it's capitalized? Nada. So that's what happens on a reboot, and I'd love to fix that. And once we fix that, I know how to do a cron to make this sucker reboot at 1 o'clock in the morning. Or just honestly just restart all 3 of these services once a day. So what are we talking in the chat? Because I am way out of the chat, guys. You're
Oh, no, they're
to me
just hanging along.
Okay.
Blueberry says he thinks the symlinks are causing the service to be loaded multiple times because you do have symlinks to the same thing in the same folder.
Okay. Well, we can terminate those with extreme prejudice.
So you have YSF reflector.service, and then you have capital YSFR eflector.service.
All right, which one is the real one? The blue one's the real one.
The blue one is the wrong one. The blue one points. The blue one is the symlink pointing to the other thing.
Pointing to? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. All right.
Let's see how you still have your lowercase versions.
Yep. Okay. I don't remember consciously making symlinks because I just can't imagine I would have done that.
You were probably just following the instructions.
We'll go with that.
Sorry, Dennis. I was leaning into my microphone. I get serious and I lean in because I got the old man eyes and I gotta see the screen.
Nothing. Nothing.
It's active. Exited. How can it be active and exited? Starts the YSF reflector magic service.
From
Nice.
3/3/24, 1 month and 5 days ago.
Jody, sorry. Shouldn't stare into the sun. There was a movie about that.
No particular reason. Oh, Lord. So we had a guy at work that had a welding mask. Actually, he had the glass out of a welding mask because apparently he welds.
That would have done it.
And he kept clicking test on it, which makes it go, it looks opaque. And he kept aiming it up at the sun, and he goes, "You can see it. You want to see it?" And I'm like, no. It's orbital mechanics. It's going to happen every so often. I kind of lived through about 100 of them.
Blueberry's talking about service.service, which points to YSF reflector.service. That's another symlink in there.
Okay. I don't know. So I'm trusting him. If this is some kind of nefarious plan.
If it goes down, at least it's going down live.
Well, there's 2 YSF reflector services.
This is just service.service, which is a symlink. So you're cool to remove that.
I got you. All right. All right. He knew what a symlink is, so I got to assume he knows what he's talking about. YSF reflector. Nada. And the same thing active exited with a month ago date. 3 different types of service files. One shot is fired, forget. Oh, Dr. Thomas has said apparently certain welding masks work. The thing is, I don't know if I trust this guy to have the right kind of welding mask.
Scott's asking if symlink is short for symbolic. Yes, sim is symbolic, link is link, symbolic link, symlink. A shortcut of sorts. Exactly, it's a shortcut.
It's the same as an alias in Mac or Windows OSs, or shortcut.
Yes.
Your shortcut is a symlink. If you have an app, whatever app, and you drag a shortcut to your desktop or make one there, then it's the same thing. It's a symlink.
And instead of restarting, just try stopping it.
They're stopped. They're not running now. I killed them.
So run that system control status command again, because right now it's saying that it's active and it's green.
That's why I keep PSing looking for them, just to make sure they're actually not there. Of course, it would help if I spelled it.
I knew it was wrong, but I wasn't going to be a grammarian and correct you.
That guy.
We have one of those in our private chat.
Ha! Occasionally, I like to be pedantic around you people. It's no fun picking on Chuck anymore because his typing is just not very good. You, I expect more of.
Yeah, sometimes I'm just in a hurry.
I
Okay,
know,
so
here
you just...
and here, son? Really?
Yeah, I was in a
English?
hurry.
You speak
So
it?
even though you killed it, it still believes it's running, which is weird.
Where did the PID files? Do I need to find that PID file and terminate it? Because it was making.
You shouldn't have to. Just run, instead of doing kill, just run system control stop YSF reflector.
Okay. Well, now that's different.
Oh, that's better. Okay. Now try to start it.
Can you guys still see that window? I'm rearranging it over here. I didn't know if it dorked anything up on this.
It's shrunkened, but it's okay. It enshrinkened. It enshrinked.
Oh, whoever came up with this plan, bless you.
I hate to say it, but it was Frank.
Oh, Lord. Look at that. Bob's your uncle. All right. System control stop. YSF to DMR. Yep. See, I think this is how I figured out it wasn't working, because it just immediately would come back to a command prompt without saying anything. But I obviously never tried this. Well, that's kind of painful.
It's taking its dear sweet time.
Yeah. Let's Well, see, it says it's running.
Did you break it, or did it just come back to a command prompt for you? Oh, no. Okay, I see.
No, I popped to a different terminal session.
James, we're all lost. It's okay.
So what do you guys think about this? I don't know what it's doing. Let me look, Mark. Hang on. Yeah, there's a PID file for it from 8 o'clock. Well,
which is the current time.
Yeah.
So somebody earlier was asking why you use MOBA Xterm instead of using just SSH from the command line, and this is really the simple reason why.
Oh, number
because
one,
you can do tabs.
Yeah, this is a Windows machine. If I was on a Mac, I could use the command line SSH on there. But honestly, because this has about 10,000 more features than the SSH command line on any system. I also use Secure CRT, but this is cheaper and honestly kind of nice. For one, what you get on here is you get this little dingus over here where I can drill into files and edit them by double-clicking instead of having to do all this crap on the command line, but that starts another app, which I'm not sharing that app, and yada, 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 so we're doing it with VI and the command line. But I can change folders and go drilling around in folders like that, which is very cool. And I don't have it set, but I can make it follow the terminal folder, which is what it's supposed to be doing now, but it's apparently not. So anyway, that's why I'm using it. And tabs, which again, the Mac SSH client terminal, the Mac terminal I use, iTerm, has tabs, and I think the
I use iTerm.
Yeah, I use iTerm. It's what I've been using for years. It has tabs. So I don't know how to get the status of that. I mean, it says it's running.
I bet there's a command in the unit file that doesn't exit. And Frank is saying that Fusion is broken, but DMR D-star is fine, which makes sense because you're trying to get the YSF to DMR working.
Yep. So let's do that. Yeah, see, it still thinks it's running. Okay.
Talking smack in the back chat with Ed.
Let me grab a screenshot of this.
Warp for terminal on the Mac. All right, looking it up, Chris. Take your word for it, Chris.
Now let's move that over there where I can see it.
Warp your terminal reimagined. Oh, I see it. Yep, I believe it, Chris. Thank you. This is why I Mac.
So this is the XLXD one, and you can't see this other window I've got up. Stop, start, remain after exit, yes. Guess main PID, no. Kill mode process.
The biggest reason I like Mac is it's not trying to steal all my personal information, and it's the OS stays out of my way.
Yeah, I'd concur with that. The reason I hate Macs is because Apple builds the hardware with planned obsolescence, and by God, you will obey their obsolescence and buy new hardware because they just decide that the operating system won't work anymore on that version. Also, as a longtime Mac user, I've been through 3 major CPU changes. And once again, my last Mac, which is a beautiful Intel dual-core, dual Xeon processor and still a beast of a machine, is on Intel. So at some point, they're going to cut off. And I can't run Mac OS anymore on it. Actually, technically, I already can't. I have to cheat, but sorry.
Yeah, buy a MacBook and then try and add RAM to it.
Or that. Yep. So this over here, what you guys are seeing on the screen is the XLXD service file. And I'm looking at the the YSF reflector service file, and they are identical. I mean, obviously, except, you know, file names. But all those commands are exactly the same. Before equals multi-user target, that's in there a couple times. I don't know what any of that actually means, so, but it's identical.
All right. So we have the commands to run.
Hang on. Let's tail syslog.
Andy, I appreciate the adherence to the 2-minute rule in the chat. Thank you. I pinged Andy in the chat, and instead of just coming in and going, huh? He came in and he read like 3 lines before, figured out what was going on, and responded appropriately. Andy's a pro. Andy is the guy that can tune an antenna by looking at it.
All right, so I killed the YSF reflector, and we're going to start it again.
So in your notes file, when you're done this, let's update these to system control commands for all 3 instead of bash commands.
All right. Now here is the live log.
Scott, thank you. Scott, you just proved my point.
That's all we got.
It's probably done logging. It's like, I'm started. Great.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a log line since then. All right, so go back to your notes file.
Oh, not what? Look here.
Sorry, what?
It came back.
What did?
Are you sharing my screen?
I am, but I'm sharing the.
YSF
you hit Control C.
reflector was stuck before, or was that YSF to DMR? Oh, that was.
It was YSF to DMR in the other tab.
Yeah. Okay. That's the one we need to kill and restart. I killed and restarted the wrong one. System
Yeah, you hit Control C on YSF to DMR a long time ago.
Right.
I do use Homebrew on Mac. Yeah, I haven't been in the terminal space in a long time, Chris. iTerm was the thing I used a while ago, and it's okay. I don't actually really use iTerm for any other reason than it's better than the built-in terminal. But my coding days are over. I do coding here with you guys. I miss it sometimes. Ron has a big tip.
Yeah, I see that.
KI5LUG, Ron?
KA5, you mean?
Yes. LUG, Linux User Group. That might explain why he's so smart. So let's edit that unit file real quick and look at the restart connection.
All right. Well, hang on. So this is our live syslog. I did the stop and restart of YSF at stop and start of YSF to DMR right here. And you can see it hasn't come back, but in our log, it's fully up.
Right. I think there's just not an exit command inside of the script.
Wait a second. Okay. Now it's logged in, but it said that before. Huh. Okay. What do we want to do? Hit me.
Okay, so open up your notes file that you were making. Nope, that ain't it. Third time's the charm. Okay, so your second 2 commands, change those over to system control commands. DD, I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but does the system control do all of the pausing and waiting and ferreting out stuff on its own, or do we need to put sleep commands in? And then in the meantime, let's edit that YSF2 DMR file.
The service file?
You were ahead of me, yeah.
Or this one, the actual script.
The actual script right there, YSF. I think that's the one. Let's look at it and see.
Yeah.
And somewhere in there should be a restart command. Okay, Mark is saying it handles it, so that'll be a real easy cron job. I just do like /restart, /space restart to search for it. Yeah, it's not there. I think this is the wrong script.
Well, there's restart right there.
Jody's got it. That's not the same restart we're talking about, though. This is the actual script that runs the command. There's a system control script above this that tells system control how to approach this script. So you're one level down. We need to go one level up.
Oh, that
I don't know where that is.
is over here in this, I assume is what you want.
The service file. Yep, Ron. There you go. Restart. Restart equals no. Change that to restart equals always. All lowercase.
Okay.
And while you're in there, do that for the other two.
Okay. What about the rest of these? Anything we need to fiddle with on these?
I don't know. We'll
Ron,
just do
what
this
about
one
this
thing.
Remain after exit. I mean, what does that mean? Yes, I knew there was no space between slash and what we were searching for, but I let Steve do that. Because I thought maybe that was a secret slash command that I was unaware of.
Did I say that?
You did. You said space restart, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right.
Ron doesn't know the answer to your question, which is fine. Restart always. Remain after exit is for a one shot. Okay.
I fugged that up.
Thanks, Frank. Like all of chat on the stream and Jim calling me out on the stream and then Frank calling me out behind the scenes in the Discord chat and adding me publicly so everybody can see it. Thanks, Frank.
Remain after exit takes a Boolean value that specifies the service shall be considered active even when its process is exited.
Yeah, I get it.
So, yeah, okay.
Frank has to be that guy. You got to have a tough skin to stream on YouTube because of Frank and Sam. I haven't picked on Sam in like 15 minutes.
Well, I don't know. Old Cyberman Jason, you know. This is a tough crowd.
Jody. Where's Don?
Jody.
Well, Don's at a club meeting. We
Don's
actually
at
did
a
this
club
specifically when Don was at a club meeting.
Right. Old Tim.
Scott, we need all the LMGTFY that we can get right now. We only have so many screens and fingers and mental capacity. We're kind of at our limit.
All right.
Chris,
Okay.
right? Sounds like nerds here, letting you know and never forget when you screwed up. Actually, we're all brothers. So you changed that restart to always in all three scripts?
I did. Let's do this. System
Okay.
control. Daemon dash reload.
Look at you.
System control. Stop. Restart.
Oh, Hank's calling you out. He says you changed it to yes, not to always in the last two.
Well, shite.
And Dale is agreeing. The last two Jim changed to yes.
Okay, well, that still hasn't fixed the problem.
Apparently, all the chat is just going crazy with telling you that you did it wrong. So it's your turn. My turn's over. It's your turn now.
My turn. Am I in the wrong folder here? What?
Yes, I think you're in the wrong folder.
I wasn't. I don't know what that was. I hadn't changed folders.
Yeah. And we've got shortcuts again. So we're not the ones that are making those sim links.
I knew
because they're all back.
I didn't do it. I knew I didn't do it.
Backseat nerding. I like that, Ed.
But
that's my new John.
But there's not one for XLXD.
That's all right.
That's interesting too. Phi YSF to DMR. Lordy. Now see, that changed. That says no.
All right, so what I think we should do is not use the cron job we were thinking of. Like we've made progress and we've made intelligent notes. If we change all three of these services to always, like you're doing right now, and wait. And if Sam complains again, what we should do is leave it broken until you and I have a chance to get on a live stream and get this going and start troubleshooting. Because it's hard to troubleshoot something when you don't have all the right tools to do it. And like Jim said, he's at work during the day without all of his radios. And I mean, you know, what man brings 3 radios to work and 3 different hotspots configured for 3 different services to make sure that all 3 services are talking together?
I mean, even my boss would figure out that I'm not actually doing work for the company, but, you know.
Yeah. But that's only because Jim didn't start 10 years ago with radios on his desk. If he would have pre-gamed this, it would have been golden. So lesson learned, bring radios to work now in case in the future you need to use them for your own personal needs.
All 3 of these are always. Now I'm going to do the reload.
I think we've made progress, though. This is awesome. Thank you, guys. And Hank is saying you didn't save it, but I don't know which one you didn't save. So just cat the files real quick.
See? Once again.
You're in the wrong folder, yeah.
No, I'm not in the wrong folder. I'm in the folder that it's putting copies into. And once I change out, I knew I didn't change folders last time. And now they're all back. And if I cat one of them, restart is back to no.
Ooh, who is changing that? That's greasy.
So this is something System D is doing somewhere.
Well, I would say that it's in the script that System D is firing off that's messing with this. I am in agreement.
Because it changed them, and I would bet the other 2 are changed too. Cat YSF to service. Yep.
So we're going to need that cron job after all.
And it's not killing them. That's also a problem because you have 4 apps using the same port.
Okay, Mark is saying something that I believe in the back chat. You need to move those to Etsy System D system and then do a system control enable. So what you're doing is you're editing the files, but you're not editing the runtime, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So when you do your daemon reload is reloading the runtime and not reloading your changes because you haven't popped your changes.
Thank you. And look at this. I manually started the init.d file.
And it's stuck in the script. So let's edit that script real quick.
Huh. Weird. All right, where am I going?
Etsy init.d YSF2 DMR is the file you need to edit. Right there, yeah. And then edit that file.
Okay.
So in the start stop daemon, that's commented out. YSF2 DMR. I'm going to like reach for my mouse and highlight the line on your screen, but that's not going to help anybody at all. Where it says YSF2 DMR / YSF2 DMR / YSF2 DMR.ini, because they've really worked hard on naming this stuff. That's probably where it's sticking.
I disagree, but we'll go look at it.
We'll try and run that manually, and you'll see that it either sticks or doesn't stick.
No, it does. That's how I restart it, Steve. I kill it, and then I go in that folder and manually start it like that with that command.
Yes. Line. Yes, Ed, this is Linux.
CD/YSF2. Let's go do it. To DMR, kill all. YSF2, DMR. All right.
Yeah.
YSF ini. And this is stuff
just
you
a
guys
config
don't need
file.
to see because there's passwords in here, but it's just a config file. As I
if you
scroll to where passwords were visible.
Right, if you run that YSF2 DMR command with the ini file parameter right now, does it pause or does it return your command prompt?
Watch and be amazed. I don't know because I always do a no-hup and put it in the background, but let me run it in the foreground. Okay. /YSF.
There you go. See, it's not exiting. So go back into your...
So
it's just sitting there.
It's not running as a daemon.
Yeah, so go back into your init file, edit that again, and we'll fix it.
The init file or this
INI
file?
Control C, not the INI file. Control C here and edit the file YSF2 DMR and etc init.d. And then go down to where it says start. And 2 lines up. End of line. That's 4 lines up. 2 lines down. 1, there you go. End of that line. Put an ampersand. Save and exit. And then run it.
I thought did I change anything else? Okay. I thought I hit something else. And
so do a stop or a kill all.
Well, we'll do both and we'll check. YSF2 DMR. Okay.
All dead? Good.
Yep. And I did the reload, so let's try system controls. Start YSF2 DMR.
Ta-da!
Bob's your uncle. Okay.
One thing fixed.
So
2
we
hours
just
later.
need to- well, that's fine. I'm actually learning some stuff, so
Yeah, this isn't the problem. This is just
system control is not my jam. So
yet another solution in the mix.
Well, that's fine. So now I'm just going to create 3 crons to restart these things at midnight or something.
Well, what I would say is let's not do the crons.
Oh yeah. That's right. Okay, yeah.
Like we know the commands we need to run in order to do it, and we can make the cron job. That's like the short term, I don't give a shit, let's fix it solution. And then there's the long term, like let's, figure out what's actually going on and solve some of these things.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to recompiling this. Shut up, Ed. I see you in the Discord.
Several hours later.
How are those Phillies doing, Ed? How are they? Because I know.
Frank, try it again.
Is he trying to test it?
Yeah, but I think he was trying to test it too soon. I think it wasn't finished. Because as we saw in the logs, it tries to connect and fails, and then it tries to connect again, and then it sorts itself out. He's still saying nothing.
WT1W on Fusion. See, I don't see me coming up on D-Star either.
DMR to D-Star works fine. We may have caused the failure condition. What is this logging on your screen? How did you get that there?
I switched over to that tab. That's just the tail of syslog.
Okay, good. Tail of syslog. Got it.
See, I'm not hearing anything on Fusion. I'm not hearing anything on... Oh, of course, I got the volume turned down. That's why, because I got tired of all the yapping. Okay. WT1W on Fusion, testing to DMR and D-Star. Okay, I keyed up over him or vice versa. WT1W.
But he was on DMR.
DMR is working. D-Star is working.
Well, I don't know because you keep keying up on top of it, Frank.
There is nothing coming across Fusion at all.
WT1W, KG6NLW. Yeah, Fusion's not working now.
So we didn't change Fusion, though. We only changed the YSF to DMR.
Yeah, we need to change YSF reflector. Although
Okay.
it seemed to be working okay. But let's go
Check
test
your,
it.
run your PS command, see if all 3 of your services are running. It is 3, right?
Yeah. Yep,
There's
those
both
two
of
are
those.
Let's
Somebody
restart
angered
this.
Sam.
Let's watch this restart. Gee, I'm not hearing you at all. Quit yelling at me, Sam. Yeah, Greg, Fusion's not keying up my D-Star here either.
All right, Jim, keep digging. I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, sure, he leaves. I need a new port and a Coke. Whiskey Tango 1 Whiskey, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Whiskey Tango 1 Whiskey, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. So, let us system control stop YSF reflector.
Link to XLX5468.
That was from restarting the XLXD service. Make sure. Okay. System control start YSF reflector. There it is starting. Whiskey Tango 1 Whiskey, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. WT1W, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we broke the fusion.
But we didn't change anything that would have broken it.
I know. Whiskey Tango 1 Whiskey, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, Sam, I heard you on D-Star. I think you keyed up over me. Try it again,
I
Sam.
see received YSF header from Sam, which means he's trying on YSF.
Yeah. Should have seen mine, but I think we overkeyed. Whiskey Tango 1 Whiskey, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I'm not seeing mine. All right, Sam, are you keyed on Fusion? Because I'm not hearing you on Fusion at all. All right, Jason hears Sam on YSF, no problem. Oh, Lordy. So maybe I'm fighting a hotspot here, too. Yeah. I heard you on...
Sam is on YSF.
Yeah.
And Jason can hear him.
NH7TR, I heard you on D-Star. Huh. All right. So...
Thank you, Cyberman. I feel it.
See, I see you guys keying up on my Fusion hotspot. One of y'all key up on Fusion, please. And put it in the chat that you keyed up. Ah, for some reason my hotspot has decided it's not linked anymore. Well, there's part of my dang problem. See, it's always something. Hang on, boys. My Fusion problem is because my hotspot is unlinked. Probably from the rebooting of the service, which made it unlink. Derp. All right. Whiskey Tango 1 Whiskey, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. I hear me on D-Star. Roger, Roger, Samster. I hear you loud and clear. WT1W, solid copy. Please copy KM4EEO. And Frank, I hear you on both, so relink your hotspot, Chief.
That should always be step one in troubleshooting.
Yeah. Well, you would think that something to put in for Chip. Make it relink. Although that'd probably annoy people too. All right, so it's all working at this point. I guess we're to where we need to stop. So we'll just let it roll until it quits, and then see if we can discern anything from the crash dumps.
Yeah, like let's leave it broken next time and see what happens. You know, like let's get in and start digging around.
Yeah, yeah.
Which may mean it's going to be down and dead for a while until we can get to a natural live streaming time that makes sense.
Right. Sam Weaver, you're going to have to suck it up, Buttercup. I'm just saying.
Pull up your big girl panties.
Yeah. Purdue is finally going to win a national championship. Eclipse is a sign. Listen, I am still mad that Illinois only made it to the Elite Eight, although I'm proud of that because it's the first time they've been there in a hot minute. Yay, go Illini. My wife is an Auburn gal. That was an ignominious end to the tournament for them. Should have been up there in the Elite Eight. So at this point, I don't know that I really care other than Purdue is Big Ten. So yay, go sports team. Boilermakers.
Yay, sports.
Yay, sports.
Go sports win.
UConn has been a freight train this season. And they need a little modesty. They need a little humble pie. Let's see. Man, I haven't read any of the comments. I hope they're great.
Yeah, they're fantastic. These guys are awesome. If you guys are monitoring the Toads Discord, link at the top of the chat over there. The room to look in is Digital Radio, I believe. Let me double check before I speak out of turn. Digital Voice. Digital Voice is the room to monitor. Sam, stop shouting. Sam, let us know when it's broken, but be patient because we're going to leave it broken until we can get to fix it as a group.
Fix it, yeah.
Emergency live stream nuggets.
Right.
Breaking. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programs already in progress.
And honestly, it depends on Steve's schedule. Other than Monday for this and Thursday for car, I'm available the other nights of the week.
There's a whole lot of like other live streams going on that we try to be respectful of.
Right. I mean, they're not as good as ours, but got to start somewhere.
Like we actually ham. We do the thing.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
So apparently the chat has spoken. Last time I checked, they still want us to finish the LoRa saga. Let me double check. I think that's
Sam,
where
you know we're just busting
ended.
your balls, son. Just because we can.
All right, I have hit the end poll button, and 66% of you want to continue the LoRa saga. 33% say no.
Wow. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's difficult. When it's done, it ought to be interesting. And when we get done with LoRa, then we have to go on to Meshtastic. This is a Heltec V3 module buried inside of a nice case.
So is that a production dingus that you're holding up, or is that somebody's?
These things can be found on Etsy, and inside is the production version of the pre-made Heltec HELTEC module that you program. And then these are standalone devices that don't need internet. They can, like APRS, can be connected to the internet. I'll get you some links. There were some links in there. That is a 3D printed case. It is an awesome 3D printed case. They did a fantastic job. And they work, but I haven't been anywhere that there's been any Meshtastic traffic.
Yeah. I mean, you're in a lot more. How far are you from like Twin Cities?
I'm an hour and a half from the Twin Cities right now. Maybe an hour and 45 minutes.
And I mean,
depending
up
on
there
how
where
fast
you
you
are
drive.
is pretty rural Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not close to Madison or.
Madison's 4 hours away. I am upper this, and Madison is lower that, which is all backwards because of streaming. There we go.
Right.
I give up.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to hit the button. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, chat.
my
You
God,
guys are
please.
awesome, as always. And
I gotta pee.
we'll try next time.
Yep. See you, fellas.